We can all agree that finals is one of those games where you can be winning 1 minute and then suddenly lose the match the next. And when that happens, you end up feeling like this guy. But what if I told you there's a technique that, in my opinion, isn't being used properly? Well, at least not in the way that actually boosts your chances of winning more games. We all know that when you eliminate someone in the finals, they turn into a statue. Pretty cool. That either has to be revived by a teammate or brought back using one of their coins, which can seriously mess up their plans later in the tournament. This is where the technique I'm talking about comes in. Me and homies call it holding bodies. Sounds a little bit morbid. Basically, at a certain point in the game, for example, let's say you just eliminated 2 enemies and your teammate is carrying the cash box or the cash out. You stay behind, hold their statues. This forces the eliminated player to either wait around for a revive or use their own revive coin to come back, which they might need a bit more later down in the match. That one decision can make a huge difference later on, and when you actually get to the final round, this technique becomes even more powerful. So let's break this all down step by step, and I'll show you exactly how to use it to win more games. Let's go. So right here, we're in the final round. I got my homies Evermore and Suit with me. For some reason, I don't know if this was by accident, but they just threw the vault. Maybe they were trying to wipe us, but that weren't really the smartest move. Not against us anyway. Now, after being confused a little bit, I noticed my teammates were getting shot at, and I realized a big advantage right here. I had such good flank position. Try to do as much damage as possible. These guys, I had no clue I was going to be flanking them, but hey, I'm not complaining. So I'm going to do this right here. I'm calling out as much to my teammates. See, this heavy's about to push up, but luckily I got some mines with me. And then call out are really crucial. Managed to get that team out. Now, my teammates are actually watching that body for me right now. Now, obviously, you know what I mean? We can't win them all. Yeah, that was a really good move by him. The funniest thing, if he held my body, he probably would have had a good chance of getting us out, or at least getting my teammate out. But, you know what I mean? He's not watched my video yet. That's in the full health. I'm going to do the pushing because these enemies are not pushing. One of the things in the finals, you have to push. You have to be confident in your play, even if you almost died. Now, this is where the technique comes in a holding body. We've got 2 bodies in a perfect spot right here. But what we're going to do is we're going to look around a bit. But try to not stay right next to the statues because that makes the guy feel like you can't grab him. Let's give him an opportunity to try and pull something off. If you're ever in this situation, guys, with this much of the cash out left, you might as well just eliminate yourself. It's essentially a better way to do it. So the aim of what we're doing, basically just recycling the enemies. These guys are really not having a good time. I noticed the teammate does grab the other statue. As long as we don't get too cocky, we make sure that we've got each other's back. We're basically going to keep making them have 3v2s, 3v1s against us. As long as we keep playing it smart and none of us gets eliminated. Also, remember how much health your enemies have got. I know these guys are really weak, so I'm basically going to keep doing this. You want to try and make it an unfair fight, so they've always got the disadvantage. Position of where the statues are is also really crucial. We've got the best possible position. We've got ultimate height. Cash out's behind us. And we're not letting these guys reset. Now we've got 2 statues. We're not going to rush and push the 3rd guy. There's just no point. Leave it as long as possible. Make him make the first move. Now it's 2v3 again. We've still got the height. Guys just cannot reset and they're wasting so much time. Yep, there we go. Now if we go from when we first put the cash out until now, look how much time we've done. And these guys couldn't do anything about it. Bro, that was the cleanest holding bodies I've seen in my life. Bro, that was clean. Now, while going to the next cash out, these guys wanted revenge, but... Now, while trying to go to the next vault, these guys finally got us. Good job. So these managed to start the cash out, but this is where the element of surprise comes in. Now right here, if you've noticed, one enemy's out and the other guy fell down below, and I can see the heavy on my right. This means these guys are so out of position. Now if you notice, the first guy killed himself and this guy has just died by Evermore, so we've only got that heavy who's down below, who's so out of position. This is where you got to capitalize this. Now I made a mistake and tried to trade with the heavy. But it's not a bad thing that he eliminated me because now he's on his own and his teammates have to coin it. We do have to watch out. We probably should have, one of us should have got the cash out. That's one of our mistakes, but it doesn't really matter because the cash out's still going through anyway. Now this strategy looked a little bit stupid, but I realized that since they've coined it, the other teammate, if I just keep stalling heavy, even if I die, as long as I do as much damage as possible, he can't get to his teammates, so they can't group up. Now while getting revived, I switched to my other teammate's point of view to see what's going on, see how many people are on him. I know there's only one. He's absolute weak. I trust Soup, he's full health, he's got it in the bag. Now we're in a 3v2 situation, so I know the medium's either going to go for cash out, which is exactly what he does, but he managed to get the heavy up. So we just focused the heavy because we know Soup had so much time, he already had in the cash out, so we grabbed it. And Soup just weren't letting anyone get the cash out. Now these guys have no time to be able to get the cash out, so we celebrated. So that's the technique, holding bodies. I know a lot of people probably be like, bro, I do this all the time. I wanted to give a little bit more context because sometimes not really the best option to hold bodies, depending on what like position you're in and stuff like that. So I wanted to clarify a little bit that you don't always want to do it, you don't always need to do it, but I feel like it's very powerful, especially in the final rounds. If you like this type of content, make sure to like and subscribe. Most are streaming tonight on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch, so stop on by.